Hey Capricorn, I hope you're all doing well. This is going to be a quick energy check-in for you, Capricorn, a general read. So not specific to love or career or anything like that, but more just general, but we'll see the strongest messages that come through. If this doesn't resonate for you, please don't make it fit. The general readings for the collective, what usually happens are the strongest messages for the people that need to hear it will come through. If you'd like a personal reading or deep dive into a question or challenge you've been experiencing, my details are in the description box below. We've just come out of Cancer season, Capricorn, and Cancer is directly opposite the zodiac wheel to you. And this Cancer season was particularly intense with regards to emotions. And Capricorns tend to be, and I'm generalizing, but usually very practical when it comes to dealing with emotions. And that can sometimes result in you bypassing an intense emotion or trying to intellectualize or create a practical narrative around it. So this Cancer season might have brought up issues or challenges from your past, including childhood, even in your dream state. So even if you've been having dreams about certain childhood memories or friends or situations, any instances where you might have suppressed emotion in the moment in order to protect yourself or as a defense mechanism, that stays as a frequency in the nervous system. So if it doesn't come up again to be released and healed, it will continue to be trapped in a way. And what this new moon in Cancer on the 14th of July, as well as Mercury retrograde in Cancer, what the energy was calling in is for that emotional release. And it's important that that release happens in order for space to be made for new memories and new emotions and new narrative so that you don't continue to bleed into your own future and project or anticipate things into future timelines that might not necessarily exist because of your past experiences. So your mental model is going to shape how you approach your choices, your pathways into the future. And so it's important that the mental model is clear and is not being overruled or governed by a trigger that you haven't fully let go of. Okay, so that's what I was just getting for some of you, Capricorn, but let's see what the cards have to say. You could be juggling a lot at the moment, Capricorn. I feel like there's a balance that may be needed, but let's just get all of the cards because they talk to each other. The bottom of the deck, 1111, my card of joy, home, sometimes engagement as well. But this is about joy and celebration. Something is being celebrated here for some of you, Capricorn. You might have been juggling a lot in the past couple of months and financially as well, maybe experiencing some financial strain or restriction. But there's also a lot that you've been juggling in terms of work, career, family life, home, anything that has to do with everyday life and routines. And it has been feeling extremely overwhelming. Maybe a lot of social events as well that you've had to attend or to attend to. Some of you might have children here where you're dealing with, a lot of responsibility around that. And you've been managing it well, but this is not an energy that is sustainable. At some point, one of those pentacles is going to drop, especially if you're standing on one leg while you're doing this, right? Like in the image. And also behind this, there's a sense of overwhelm. If you look at the water behind this page, juggling pentacles, the water is quite turbulent, and water represents emotion. So it could have resulted in an emotion of overwhelm. It feels like there's a lot of energies around you also that have been pouring into your cup, but I don't feel like in a good way sometimes. I think you have been maybe stepping in to help a lot of people out, or overextending, your own energy boundaries, for family or for friends or for, even for work in some instances. It does feel like you are starting to call back your energy though, and starting to be able to balance out this juggling or this overwhelm. And that's what I mean by, pouring into. Why I say, this is usually a card of socializing, it's a card of drawing on your community, it's a card of pouring into the community and asking for support. But it feels like you've been the one that has been the support here. For some of you, it feels like you are it. You are the ICE number. You are the emergency contact. You are the person that people go to, in family situations when help is needed. And again, I'm getting that feeling of overwhelm because of the turbulent waters around her. And people also then maybe offloading emotions onto you, Capricorn. But I do get a sense that you are overcoming this. I do get a sense that you are now trying, to step back from this and recuperate your own energy, because we have the card of Leo here, which is a card of victory. So it's overcoming this overwhelm. You are going to be overcoming this overwhelm, and we have moved into Leo season now. This is a card of being seen. It is a card of being validated. It's someone that's coming back from battle and being celebrated, almost in a parade or on a stage kind of way. What it also represents, and this is what Leo represents, is self-validation or self-worth and purpose. And maybe, in pouring and in supporting everyone around you, Capricorn, there's a sense of validation that you get from that. There's a sense of purpose that you get from that as well, as long as it doesn't drain your own energy. So it's about not doing things for the sake of pleasing other people or for the sake of appearing as the one that, is the rescuer. So some of you could be feeling like you have been the rescuer in a lot of ways. And it's about questioning when you are asked for support and are asked for help. Why are you doing this? What is the reason that you are doing this? How does it feel in your body to say yes to someone asking for help or support? Does it feel tense? Does it feel anxious? Or does it feel like you genuinely have the capacity to support? And that is when, you start validating yourself and start calling in back your energy rather than depleting it or leaking it for the sake of others' approval, Capricorn. There's a sense of wish fulfillment here as well that I'm getting. You're looking at what and who fills your cup as well. It's not just about you pouring into others. Are those people also reciprocating in their support? Even if it's just a conversation, it doesn't necessarily have to be an act of service or a physical act, but a reciprocation in terms of affirmation in some way, or just someone to listen when you need to express yourself. And that's what you've been pondering, Capricorn, in the sense of overwhelm. There's a balance that is needed, Libra energy. So for some of you, there is going to be this balance coming in. This feeling of, knowing when to say yes, knowing when to take action, knowing when to say no to things, and moving forward in that way rather than, feeling exhausted at the end of the day and then finding that you haven't done anything for yourself. So definitely a sense of balance and reciprocation that I'm feeling here, Capricorn. And take note of that, and you will know who those people are in your life that may be draining your energy at the moment. And it isn't selfish. And again, that's the societal narrative that, that you have to support, especially if it's family, and it can result in this martyr syndrome sometimes, or, being self-sacrificial. But you do have the option to say no, especially when it is affecting your energy and then your immediate environment as well, because you could be neglecting things at home. You could be neglecting, your own physical care, your own mental well-being. So it's not a self-sacrificial support that is required. Final messages for Capricorn, please, and thank you. Some of you could also be dealing with a case. I don't know why I'm getting that. Some kind of labor law case where you are going to win out over this in the end. That's very specific for someone. You might have missed something in the work environment that is now being questioned. And that this is because of the juggling, maybe taking on too many tasks. Okay, let's see. Overall advice for Capricorn to close off this reading, please, and thank you. Only jumpers, please. Okay. And that is your card, Capricorn. And again, this card usually comes through when there's a sense of feeling trapped in some way. There's a sense of feeling as though you are bound to something. But it is a self-entrapment in a lot of ways, because you do have the choice. You do have alternatives. You do not have to be the only one that is giving or providing support. Again, for some of you, this could be a feeling of guilt or shame or unworthiness if you are not giving. And so the sense of worthiness and the sense of purpose comes from, being the one that everyone goes to. But this, again, is a drain of your energy, and especially of your emotional energy right now, Capricorn. Card of Scorpio. So it's an evolved way of looking at emotional relationships, or looking at relationships in the way of balancing out emotion, including yours, and not overstepping in order to just support, if that makes sense. I just want to clarify this Three of Cups here. Again, repeating message. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Two of Pentacles again. So it's a confirmation that for some of you, this is overwhelming. Taking on too many things is preventing you from focusing on your goals. And Capricorn, your goal and your practical plan is very, very important to you. So knowing when to say no, knowing when to put something down and just focus on one thing at a time is necessary right now. You don't have to be a superhero right now. It's actually important that you take out your rest and come back to your focus. Bottom of the deck, the Knight of Pentacles, card of Virgo, which is about revisiting the plan, coming back to yourself, realigning with what is important to you, and focusing and prioritizing that before helping other people. All right, Cappy, I hope this made sense. If you'd like a personal reading and if it resonated, my details are in the description box below. But until next time, sending you much love.